Hello, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful day today and made some good trades on GameStop as per usual. Let's dive into some analysis here. So, again, a nice day on GameStop, up 1.3%. Again, a nice day yesterday as well, right? We had a nice up day, right? Nice green day after a bit of panic in the morning, but again, everything, you know, kind of played out very nicely. So, let's move this Y leg all over here. Just make some room and kind of clear up the chart so you can see it a little bit better. So we were in this crash correction. So 3 waves up. We were going to look for 3 waves down. Now we made 5 waves down, right? So we made an impulse down in A, B, C. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your first wave down in A, which means that we're probably due for a relief rally inside of a B wave connector. So some people are thinking that it's already over like this and we're going to come down, which is possible, but I would actually favor a larger B wave, right? Come maybe retrace, reset the chart, and it could be, again, very choppy. Very difficult to try and nail, pinpoint where it's going to go exactly. You could do something like this. So I'm going to be looking for something like this, but ultimately another rally to fail before we capitulate one more time in the C leg, right? And the buy area again is at $19.65 to $18.73. Now this is where you want to clench your butt cheeks, because we really don't want to break. I believe is this pivot. I think it's this pivot down here. So it's either this. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, it's this pivot right here that we don't want to break at 1875. So we really want to hold that, right? We want to hold that at 1875. We don't want it to break. And I could also be wrong, and the Y leg is already finished. But I think it's more likely that we need a clear 3 swing down at the moment. So again, GameStop might be trading with Bitcoin too now, with their new Bitcoin strategy. Those Bitcoin guys are really going to be looking at GameStop now, for a good setup, for a big rally. If crypto rallies, maybe GameStop will rally now. And a lot of people may not like that, but that's just the way the company's, headed now. So you got to be, you got to accept that what they're doing. And now we could take a look at what Bitcoin is doing, right? I can include my Bitcoin analysis on what it's doing. So Bitcoin may be getting set up for another rally into this sort of a sell area here. If it's able to overtake this area here and extend further up, I have another level at 93 to 95,000, which again would kind of play in the same way that GameStop would, right? When this B wave, you come back up, you get a nice relief rally. You could even fill this gap, right? We have a big gap here. There's just this hole that GameStop left with the gap up and the gap down. So now there's just this island here. So I think you could even come back up and fill the gap before it fails again, comes back in the C leg, and then you get that final low in. You chop around more, and then you're set up for more upside. And I just say that because we did break out of the daily cycle, and you came back down, but you didn't retest it. But again, you don't have to. But it would be nice if the chart were to play out like something like this, and you come back down, and you really linger, and a lot of people lose interest again, and then you get that explosive move higher later on in GameStop, right? So we just gotta be patient with it. It's again difficult to try and pinpoint entries here and there, but these are areas that you will really want to start accumulating more. And even now, right, with their $1 billion bond offering, or $1.3 billion bond offering, and lots of people panicked here. So I feel like a lot of people got shaken out during this dump, and got out of their positions, and they're probably gonna FOMO back in on this pump, and then again get hurt again, and then maybe they'll finally give up, and then it'll all play out, right? But again, I'm not a fortune teller. Maybe none of this happens, and maybe my count doesn't play out. So we'll see. So that's what I'm thinking right now for GameStop. We'll take a look at the weekly time frame. So the weekly, unfortunately, did not fare too well, especially this week. But again, things can change, right? So the week isn't over. There's still 3 days left. And if we can get that decent sized pump with alongside if the markets want to get a bit of a relief rally too, you could kind of get this extension higher. So GameStop looking pretty rough on the weekly. You have a red dot. Again, money flow isn't really curving down that much, but the momentum waves are opening up towards the downside. Monthly time frame, we printed a new monthly candle. We're starting off very bad with a 17 and a -5 on the dual band strength index. However, that money flow is still holding green for now, but it may take a couple months if it really is going to start to sell off and break the lows, and we're going to start to head back to the $10 range. Then, you're going to need to see that red money flow dip back down. Weekly's okay. The weekly's still rough. The 4-day is shifting red as well. Not too surprising. All these indicators are flipping red, right? Flipping bearish after the really decent sized dump, 22% or so dump on the GameStop. But it's when you get onto the smaller time frame, things aren't as bad. So you get on like the 4-hour time frame, right? You're getting some bullish dual band strength index numbers. You have very minimal red money flow. You could be about to print a nice trigger wave tomorrow, which would be a very tight trigger wave. Again, that would be set up for a nice sharp pump towards the upside, which kind of aligns with this B wave that I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for this connector to extend higher. And then let me see here. What else do we have? I think I was looking at the 3-hour, the 2-hour. They're looking pretty good. You got decent amount of green money flow, really showing a lot of strength there. It's only on the 1-hour that, again, you are printing a red dot here, but you still have green money flow. And the way the momentum waves are playing out, it does look like it could kind of curve back up here, something like this. But again, there's no guarantees, and we don't know how tomorrow's going to play out. It's a big news event day with the tariffs and all that stuff. So to me, it's kind of like a wild card. So it's just sidelines, not really going to trade the indices or anything like that. Just kind of want to watch what the market is going to do. Green money flow on the 50-minute and some red on the 30. So again, it's a little bit of mix and match. And when the small time frames do that, again, there's no real trade setup for me. Just kind of sidelines and just wait for everything to play out. GameStop on the wave edge indicator on version 2. There's nothing new to really announce here. Nothing on the monthly, nothing on the weekly. Actually, sorry, the weekly on GameStop is printed a green cross, right? I was flipping between V1 and V2. So V2 is printing a green cross, which is actually a bullish setup, right? You can see the last couple times we printed some green crosses. Was right here on this pump, right? When we're in uptrend. And then after this pump here, we got a nice, amount of follow through. It's only on when you're in a downtrend, you don't really want to listen to the bullish signals as much on a downtrend, right? You want to listen to them on a bullish trend. Right now, the trend is still up, and when you take a look at the downtrend, well, actually, we didn't get any sell signals or anything like that, or short signals on GameStop, even during this downtrend here. So that's pretty surprising. Take a look at the 4-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, the daily. Nothing new. The 4-hour time frame, you got this green cross at the lows. 1-hour time frame. Now this is where it was pretty interesting. You saw some more buyers step in here at $21.14 and $20.80, right? 80 or 90 cents. You saw more buyers step in, and I was looking at the dark pools too, right? Let me just show you guys the dark pools. So I was looking at GameStop, and you saw lots and lots and lots of buy. Like, these are obviously orders that are getting filled and being bought, and you can kind of tell that 22.50, 22.20 is the area that a lot of the orders were filled. And once we droop down to the range, kind of a bit of a fake out, you pop back up. Now this level here seems to be holding as support, right? I mean, it's a little bit early to say, but we've got some decent sized reactions right now on GameStop, and I think this was the 5 largest trades. If I flip it to the 10 largest trades, you're actually getting even more buy orders here. And again, like I said, kind of like to confirm my theory here, like just a bit of an idea, is that when we dip back down here today, you got another dark pool order that was filled at 22.20. So you can see, I don't want to say it's like a floor, but it is an area of interest where this level should be defended, right? Where buyers will be interested to accumulate more GameStop. right at 22.20. So again, we go back to my idea here too, right? Maybe we don't come back down that low, and I mean, if it does, it should be very short-lived, and that's why I say if at this level it gets hit, it should be it should be a wick. It should be something like we've charted before, something like this right here, right, where we tagged this low, and it was like it went into like a couple pennies or something, and then you came back out of it, right? You came back out and you reversed immediately. That was the buy, right? So you should do something like that essentially if it comes back to 19. And then I don't really have much to add, like a 15-30 minute. I kind of like to use Wave Wedge V1 for the smaller time frames, like the 5 minute, right? You could see they kind of bought the lows here, the 1 minute, they're buying the lows again. So if you want to day trade GameStop, you can use short-term trading indicators, but really I rely more on the little bit of the larger time frames. That's my favorite scenarios, right? Those are my favorite setups for GameStop. But anyways, that's kind of it for now. Just kind of giving you guys an idea of what's going on. I'll keep doing these updates every Tuesday and every Thursday. So I'll see you guys Thursday. Peace.